Hey, folks, welcome to A Gospel According to Ballsy. Hope you had a great Christmas and you're ready for a nice end to 2025 and you got all your resolutions and everything in order and your goals for 2026. Should be another great year. Hopefully 25 was good to you. Hopefully if 25 wasn't good to you, 26 is a lot better. All right, let's talk a little sports here. A couple of things. We'll start CFL-wise. Sam Emilus signing on the dotted line, and the Riders making him the highest paid Canadian receiver. Hey, I like me some Nick Dembski. I like me some Tyson Philpott. His brother Jalen's pretty good in Calgary. Lots of great Canadian receivers in this league. But Sam Emilus is a top 5 receiver, period, Canadian or American, when he's healthy. The dude's a great blocker. He's a hard worker. He's got great hands, good after the catch abilities for the yak. But I do. He's a well-rounded football player. And when he's healthy, and that's kind of been the only dent in his armor, when he is healthy, he is a top 5 receiver in this league. So I'm happy to see him get his payday. And then the other thing I want to talk about here quickly in this little gospel according to Ballsy is the NFL Monday Nighter here that just passed, the Rams and the Falcons. Now, 2 weeks ago, I would have bet on the Rams to be the representative for the NFC in the Super Bowl in about 6 weeks' time in San Francisco. But the last couple of weeks, the Rams have lost momentum, including this Monday Nighter. Their O-line is just so-so, in my opinion. Their D-line is, it's physical. Like going into the season, you paid a couple of guys, Devontae Adams, Matthew Stafford. Puka Nacua doesn't even make that much money. And then it was a lot. Verse makes okay cash on the defense, and then everybody else is a bunch of no-names. And that's kind of how you got to operate when you pay your quarterback a lot of cash. But their D-line, so I think the defense is decent, but the D-line is showing a couple of weaknesses, as it were. In particular against the run. Now, Bijan Robinson, I'll have more to say about him at the end of this thing, but Bijan Robinson's great. But going forward in the playoffs, the Rams are going to face a couple of great running backs. If you face the Bears, they got a great tandem. Saquon Barkley's pretty good. He hurt them in the playoffs last year. I don't know about, you've heard of the guy Christian McCaffrey in San Francisco. He's a little good, so you might have to go through him to get to the Super Bowl. So that's kind of bit of a weakness now for the Rams. Devontae Adams, our high-priced receiver, he's got an injured hamstring, and that's always, those soft tissue injuries are hard to gauge at any time but the playoffs when the intensity picks up. And Matthew Stafford is a prime example of why you should wait to hand out the MVP in any league to the end of the playoffs. Like in the NFL, the media, even in the CFL, we start talking about NHL. Early on in the year, who's the MVP candidates, the early MVP candidates? And a lot of people were anointing Matthew Stafford as the MVP. But the last 2 weeks, he's been off his game big time. And hey, he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. He's a Super Bowl champ. He's one of the greatest. And I like Matthew Stafford. But you can't lose to the Atlanta Falcons on Monday night and throw them the football 3 times. You can't get 3 picked off and be considered the MVP. I think his MVP candidacy just hit the skids. So then who would be the MVP? Josh Allen has been unbelievable. He's really the reason the Buffalo Bills are as good as they are. So he's got to be there. Drake May, for sure. But it's his second season, and after his first season, everybody's like, well, I don't know about Drake May. Gets a new coach, new lease on life there with Josh McDaniels in New England, and all of a sudden, sky's the limit for him. They win the AFC East, and they'll probably finish no worse than number 2 in the AFC East. Well, they won't, so there you go. You got the New England Patriots and Drake May. The guy who I think it should be, and you see the Charger toque over my shoulder and the Charger helmet. I'm biased, but I think it's Justin Herbert. He has one of the worst O-lines ever. Like, the guy's been hit, sacked, pressured more than anybody in the NFL this year, and it's not even close. And his team has 11 wins in back-to-back years. So he's got one of the worst O-lines ever, and his weapons are good, but they don't blow your doors off. You got an aging Keenan Allen. You got a couple of young receivers. You got Ladd McConkey, who's good. You got that Gadsden tight end who's trying to figure it out, and a nice running back in a Marion Hampton who isn't like a Bijan Robinson yet. He's not proven. So I think it should be Herbert. It probably will be May, but like, what if Herbert beats May in the first round of the playoffs, which could be the case? You're handing out the trophy before the playoffs are done. That's why the trophy should always be handed out in any league at the end, in my opinion. And now if you want to ask me who the best player in the NFL is, it's the Falcons running back, Bijan Robinson. This guy's a stud. Like, when you saw Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders or even LaDainian Tomlinson, just talking more recent backs, you'd be like, well, these guys are typical running backs. They look like running backs, low to the ground, big legs. They can move well. They can catch. My favorite of all time, once again, Charger bias, LT. Well, Barry was, but then LT. I loved LT because he played in the Chargers, passed the ball, caught the ball, ran the ball. Adrian Peterson back in the day, you could say, okay, that guy could pass. He's a big boy. He's kind of tall. You could pass for Anquan Bolden, kind of stocky, like not stocky, but like built wide receiver or a tight end type. But Bijan Robinson, if you put 84 on his jersey instead of, what is he, 7? What number is he, 7? If you had him in a double-digit receiver number, you'd never know the difference. The guy's tall, lean, he can catch, he runs with the fluidity of a wide receiver, but the strength of a running back. He is the best player in the NFL, in my opinion. He just plays on a crappy team. And this year, man, I'll tell you what, I'll talk about this soon enough. If you're a betting man, who do you bet on to win the Super Bowl? You could make a case for all the teams getting into the playoffs. You could make a case against all the teams. It's wide open. Oh, and one other thing. I hear a lot of the CFL is a bush league. Oh, the crossover, what a bush league. Bombers get to go in the back door through the East. Well, you do realize now, because the crappy Falcons beat the Rams, if the Buccaneers win, they'll be 8-9. Beating the Carolina Panthers, who would be 8-9. But if the Falcons beat the Saints, which is very doable, then they're 8-9. And so if the Falcons win and the Bucs win, and of course subsequently the Panthers lose to the Bucs, Carolina gets in because of the one loss and interdivisional play. But an 8-9 team will host a double-digit win team in the National Football League. What a bush league.